If you aren't a Patriots fan, you might be unaware of edge rusher Josh Uche, but he was pretty much unstoppable last season, and in a contract year with more opportunities, I think he has a great chance to fully break out and really get the recognition that he deserves. Before we get into the video, make sure to like and subscribe. Also follow us on all of our social medias. You can find the links to those in the description below. Josh Uche was one of the most productive pass rushers in the NFL last season. He had 56 pressures and 12 sacks on just 285 pass rushing snaps, and he led all edge defenders with a 19.6% pressure rate. Now, as he develops into a bigger role, he probably won't be able to maintain this insane level of efficiency, but there's nothing fluky about his production. He has a refined pass rushing skill set and a lot of different ways to win. His go-to move is a speed rush, but even within that kind of family of moves, he has so many change-ups and different paths he can take to reach the ultimate goal of getting around the blocker's outside shoulder. So right here, he uses what's called a ghost move, where he accelerates upfield, flashes his hands at the blocker's chest to sell that he's going speed to power, and then once he draws out that punch from the tackle and gets him to overextend, he pulls his hands back and bends around the corner, and since the blocker's weight displacement is forward, he can't recover backwards to seal him off. Here's another ghost move against Buffalo. This time he only flashes one hand, but it has the same effect of getting the tackle to stall his feet, creating an open path around the outside shoulder. Ideally, this is how Josh Uche would win every time. He's an undersized player, so he's gonna have more success if he's winning cleanly as opposed to having to engage with blocks and trying to win with his hands. But he still has a pretty effective rip move to defeat the hands if he has to take a sharper angle to the quarterback. You can see right here the tackle undersets, and initially Uche's using speed to power, but he has so much space to work with outside, so he uses kind of a double swipe to quickly disengage and get to the quarterback. So obviously there's going to be times where Uche can win with just a straight up vanilla speed rush, but if a tackle's expecting that, they can just take deep pass sets and pretty much shut down outside rushes. So all of these different nuances to Josh Uche's pass rushing plan are designed to keep tackles honest and create more space around the outside shoulder. When he isn't using a speed rush, Uche has a lightning quick inside counter. You can see right here the guard steps inside to block the nose tackle. Dalvin Cook's flaring out on a swing route, and the left tackle takes a pretty wide set, so the B gap is open, and Uche takes an explosive hop step inside and gets the sack. He also does a great job here with his hands. If a tackle's trying to block an inside counter, he's going to throw up this inside hand to try to slow him down while he recovers with his feet, but Uche knocks that hand down, so he has no resistance on his way to the quarterback. Here's another similar play against Buffalo. Again, great job by Uche of defeating the inside hand. You can see he pins the tackle's right hand to his body, and then so fluid getting into this swim move, everything is one continuous motion. Now, the speed rush to inside counter combo is nothing new. It's pretty much the go-to moveset if you're a smaller pass rusher, but Josh Uche has a third step in this progression where he'll fake the inside counter and then go back into a speed rush. And you just don't see that many players with such a refined pass rushing strategy who can execute in and out moves this successfully. And then the aspect of Josh Uche's pass rushing repertoire that's most impressive, or at least most visually appealing, is the hesitation, which he integrates into all of the different moves that we've discussed. And a perfect example is this two-play sequence from week 14. So first play, the Cardinals run play action, and once Uche sees the play fake, he gets into a skip step hezi so he can read the play, make sure it isn't a run, and then once Colt McCoy pulls it, he explodes out of that skip step into the B gap and gets the sack. Next play, he's going to start out by slowly moving upfield in a straight line, and the goal here is to create the best possible angle around the outside without fully committing to the speed rush so the tackle can't widen out completely. And then after a few steps, he instantly accelerates into the speed rip, gets a hit on the quarterback, and forces an interception. So Josh Uche's explosiveness allows him to be patient as a pass rusher, which not everyone can afford to be. The average time to throw for an NFL quarterback last season was 2.71 seconds, which isn't a lot of wiggle room for most pass rushers to be dancing around using hesitations like this. You tack on 1 second to how long it takes you to get into your move, it doesn't matter if you win because the quarterback's already gotten rid of the ball. But Uche is so quick that he can take that extra second to diagnose the play, read the blocker's movements, and decide which direction he wants to take. So as a pass rushing specialist, it's hard to find many flaws in Josh Uche's game. The main thing that could take him to the next level is adding more of a power element. I watched every single pass rushing snap from this past season and found 2 plays where he won with speed to power. So right now he can threaten tackles inside and outside, but if he can become a threat to go through you, that would make him almost impossible to deal with. But he's listed at 245 pounds, and you just don't don't see a whole lot of elite power rushers with that size profile, so it's a lot easier said than done. The more realistic next step for Uche is showing that he can be a starting caliber run defender. He doesn't need to be great, he just needs to be good enough to be on the field on early downs. 47% of Uche's snaps last season were on 3rd or 4th down, and he's only played 125 run defense snaps in total for his career, so I can't really speak to how good of a run defender he is. He wasn't noticeably bad, but the Patriots clearly view him as a designated pass rusher that they don't want on the field on rushing downs. So if he can develop his run defense to the point where they trust him in a 3-down role, he's going to become a more complete player, and he's going to get more opportunities to rush the passer, which is always where he's going to add the most value. But Josh Uche was one of my favorite players to watch last season, and I think he's one of the most talented pass rushers in the NFL. Like I said, the efficiency probably isn't sustainable as he grows into a more prominent role. There were a handful of unblocked sacks that kind of inflated his numbers, but 3rd and 6, you need someone that can beat a tackle one-on-one and get to the quarterback. Josh Uche is one of the first 10 to 15 players that I would take. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe. Also, let me know in the comments any NFL players or teams that you'd like me to cover.